Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about Clippers versus Denver and who I think is going to win and why. Let's go. So in the regular season, these teams went 2-2 against each other, so they were fairly evenly matched up. But the huge thing that needs to be addressed is the fact that Kawhi wasn't playing. Okay, so these teams are going to be much different on defense and how they go about attacking Jokic, how they go about attacking on offense for the Clippers. And so that's a pretty big asterisk that we simply don't know yet. That being said, working with the things we do know, if Denver's going to concede switches like this, they're going to run into a lot of trouble. So James Harden is going to be a constant. He is going to look to attack. He's going to try and create offense one-on-one. If you're Denver, I really don't think you want Michael Porter Jr. on him. He is known for getting fouls at odd times. He is known for making contact. He is not the greatest on-ball defender. And so I think that is something that Denver probably shouldn't do, is try and switch in that situation. If you can find ways to keep Jokic and keep Michael Porter off of James Harden, I think that opens up a lot more possibilities. So here we can see they don't want Jokic on him. So Aaron Gordon went over the screen, and Jokic is hedging temporarily. And so this, I think, is much more likely what we're going to see. Forcing these bounce passes in the middle and let the non-James Harden, non-Kawhis beat you. Okay? Whether that be somebody else. They're going to make shots for sure at some point. However, that being said, you know that the strongest points of the Clippers, what they're going to be, and so limit those as much as you can. And then really the question that any game that involves Nikola Jokic comes down to is, how are you going to guard Nikola Jokic? Like that usually dictates who wins or loses the game. We've seen a huge amount of teams in the playoffs simply have the inability to guard Nikola Jokic. So here we can see they put 2 on the ball temporarily, and that's obviously not going to work if you don't have help downside. Christian Braun just simply slips the rim and you get an unbelievably easy look. The only team that I thought really had a good game plan against Nikola Jokic was the Timberwolves last year, where they essentially sagged off of him. But the beautiful thing is Nikola Jokic has addressed that facet of his game 100%, shooting more threes this year for a higher percentage. And so I really don't have a clear way that you're going to guard him, especially with players that are not super huge on the floor. So if you're going to have somebody other than your main post player working one-on-one with Jokic, like, he's going to win, you know? And if you double, that's the issue, is he's also going to find avenues, find good locations, find good passes, or create those opportunities. So the one big thing I think is important to mention right here is they're obviously not really guarding Russell Westbrook on the perimeter. And so this is going to be the big question for Denver, is if you have non-shooters getting minutes and teams just decide to full-on leave them, is there a point where you don't give Russell Westbrook or those non-shooters very much minutes? And I don't know the answer to that question, but so far it hasn't slowed Jokic. So until someone proves they can stop Jokic, I'm going to choose Jokic. I'm just going to. And so I actually have Denver winning in 6. I think this will be pretty close, but I do think that Nikola Jokic is the best player on the floor, and they will win because of him. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe. Most importantly, have a blessed rest of your day. Or feel free to put your predictions in the comments. I always love to hear them.